My life is gotten to the point where if something bad happens, I kind of just like laugh because it's gotten to where the series of events that have happened over the last few months have been just like laughable. Like they're so insane and inconvenient and depressing. So let me start from the beginning. I'm gonna be really quick. This could be a 20 million hour video, but I'm just gonna start. So right now it's like, was it May 19th? February 26th-ish, my husband had a stroke. So long story short, he was in the hospital for 6 weeks. I've been out of work from my main job for 12 weeks now. Legally, like you can stay out of work to take care of a family member for 12 weeks under the Family Medical Leave Act. This is in the United States. So I was all ready to go back to work tomorrow. I have some plans set up. Like my husband still isn't fully independent, but he can like, shower, cook, but he still needs someone to watch over him. So I hired someone to come to the house for like 2 to 3 hours a day, make sure he takes his medication, make sure he eats breakfast and lunch, and then they go, then I come back. And I was super excited. Like I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready to get like my life back. As much as I like doing YouTube, like that's at home. There's something different about leaving for 8 hours a day, being with people that you actually learn to really like, and then just going back home afterwards. Like you get some space from your spouse and in your house. But over the last 12 weeks, I've just been like nonstop with my husband, making sure he's okay. So I've just been really, 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 really ready to go back to work. Like the worst day at work will still be different. I would rather a customer yell at me than my husband yell at me over the most trivial things. You'd think I would just end the video there, going back to work, life's getting better. Nope. So my family actually came down, my mom and dad, they came down to see me, and they're gonna be here for a week. So their time here kind of overlaps with me going back to work. So worst case scenario, they can come to my house and make sure my husband's okay. The first day they are here to see me, I get a call. My husband's mom, who's been in a nursing home for a few years, has had dementia. She is now like in hospice. The countdown is starting for her to pass away. So what that means, my scheduled time to go back to work on Monday is now jacked up because now I have to potentially help plan a funeral. I have to make sure my husband is doing okay mentally and he's stable and can be left alone without worrying about him. So I talk to, my work, and they say the situation and the timing sucks. You do get time off for, bereavement, but you can't really extend it, days or weeks because you already used up your 12 weeks. So basically, it's like literally the worst timing because if she would have passed away in the middle of all this, I would have had at least those remaining weeks to make sure my husband's okay. But now, she passed away. She was a great lady, but it was her time to go, though she had like dementia and Alzheimer's, and it was really just making her life very bad. And she went peacefully, which to me is great, but she's gone. And it's a good thing at the end of the day. It's a good thing. You have to be positive about that. But I currently am planning to go back to work tomorrow. During all that, I'll be working, with his kids and relatives on planning this funeral because my husband now, he does understand stuff, but it's not like 100%. So he had a sibling who passed away 10 years ago, and it's so sad. He will try to call that person because their number is still saved in his phone. He'll say, I need to call him to let him know that our mom died. And I try to explain, no, like your brother passed away 10 years ago. And then he'll, say, oh gosh, my mom and dad died in the same day. Then I have to explain to him that his dad died several years ago. And then he'll say, maybe I'll call my brother's wife who passed away, and I have to give him that news. And then he'll talk about his granny who passed away years ago. And it's gotten to the point where he's even told me, like, I can't correct him because it's so mentally draining. I am afraid that telling him all this stuff is just going to hinder his recovery. And his recovery process has been crazy as it is. We've seen countless doctors, his primary care, neurosurgeons, neurologists. We have a psychiatrist appointment set up. He's on a lot of different pills. We're kind of working the best ones to give him at the best times to control different symptoms like anger, confusion, frustration, stuff like that. But it's bad to laugh, but I literally am just laughing at the timing. Out of any time of this poor lady's life, she passes away. No fault of hers, of course. It's just bad timing for us. She passes away, as her son is recovering from a stroke, as I'm literally about to go back to work and have no physical way I can take any more time off. And to put on top of it, it's not as simple as me just quitting my job, because my insurance is provided by my job, and my insurance is what my husband uses to get care. And you should see the bills that we have accumulated. And if it wasn't for the insurance, these bills would be like $250,000 by now. And I anticipate probably the rest of his life, we're going to have to be going to regular appointments, doctor appointments, neurologist appointments, psychiatrist appointments, neurosurgeon appointments, medication. Like it's just kind of going to be part of our life now. And it's, as much as I, would love to do YouTube, like YouTube doesn't offer benefits, and to just buy insurance outright would be insane. So right now I'm just kind of I'm telling his family, I have to go back. As much as this sucks, the timing, I have to go back. I need everyone's help, to help him out. I'm working on, getting care for him as well. It's not very cost effective because the money I pay the caregivers is more money than I make at work. But the important thing is that I have my insurance, and that's good. And also another thing that's important is that I have my personal sanity. I just think that me going to work, I could go to work for free and it would just be something different to do, waking up to go somewhere else. But waking up to my husband every single day for the past 12 weeks to just take care of him has been great, and I love to see his progress. But I'm afraid that one day it's going to turn into where I don't like him anymore because he's going to seem like a job, and I don't want that to happen. It hasn't gotten that far, but I can see frustration of my end turning to anger and just turning to hate and turning into contemplation if it's worth even being with him. But like I said, that's several steps ahead, so I'm trying to prevent that. So I'm trying to get my life back to how it was as much as I can. If that means me going to work for 8 hours, but then coming home to absolute chaos, whatever. So I'm just gonna play it by ear, I'm gonna try to go back to work tomorrow, and it's probably gonna be a little insane for me. 12 weeks is the longest time I've ever been out of work, and it has to be 10 years. And going from working and doing school, and I graduated school recently, to not working at all and just taking care of my husband, it's gotten a little crazy. So I'm really just looking forward to going back tomorrow, and we'll see what it brings us. I got a bunch of things I'm working on at once as far as different plans for what happens, different contingencies. I'm trying to prepare for different outcomes depending on my job and his life and money, and it's just a lot. But I think I'm doing a good job at handling it. It's just the biggest thing is the sequence of events has been laughably unfortunate. This whole year, January was okay, but February, March, April, May, 4 months has just been absolute. Not a single thing has gone right. Besides, of course, him getting better and recovering, that's all good, but it's just been a step of unfortunate events. So I'm hoping that June, the start of the second half of the year is a positive one, because I now understand what people say about a whole year being bad. I've never had a bad year in my life. I've never even had a bad month or week in my life, honestly. I've kind of skated underneath you know, everything bad. So I guess this is just kind of it all catching up to me at once. If you want to see like more regular updates, I'm going to be trying to be putting those on my second channel if I can. I'm going to just like put that right there. You know, I'm going to have my main channel where you can subscribe, my second channel where you can subscribe, and 2 other videos. Have a great day. Sorry for the like exposure shifting. The sun's been going in and out of the clouds. This ain't a professional video by the least. I'm sitting in the woods on the ground. My camera is sitting on a tree. Have a great day. Bye.